What is up? This is Team Dreadnought here, giving you a deck profile. Now we're in the post-BT13 world. Catastrophic Outbreak just came out. So we're bringing you now a deck that got a little bit of a power boost this set.
7 cards.
They still gave it a lot of things that they needed, though, thankfully. So, and one of them is our starter. So this is Granblue. We'll start with a starter, Peter the Ghosty. He's a 5K grade 0. So Forerunner, his effect is you can counterblast 1 and send him into the soul to take the top 2 cards of your deck, put him in the drop, and then draw a card. You can put him, or you can play Night Kid instead of him if you really want. Night Kid does give you the option of checking the top 10 to look for a card that you want. But this guy I find is better in this particular build because when you revive him with Night Mist, because it's going to die anyway at the end of the turn, this allows you for a counterblast to basically draw a free card. Even though you are milling 2, you are getting a free card. And you also have Rough Seas Banshees and Sea Strolling Banshees. So yeah.
And sorry for the camera adjustment a little bit there. It was blurry. Yeah. You're so good. Our angle's
good. Then we got 4 Dr. Rogues, Vanilla Heal Trigger.
Not Rick the Ghosty?
No. We got 2 Skeleton Lookouts, and then also 4 Hades Steerman. This is a really good card. It's a stand trigger, 3K level or grade 0. His effect is when he's in the drop zone, whenever you call a grade 3 to Vanguard Circle, you can call this underneath the Vanguard, whether it's empty or not. This is a very relevant ability because it's a free summon with Night Mist. With Night Mist, it becomes a 13K attacker if you have 4 or more rear guards. So that's a 16 magic number against 11Ks, along with Cocytus Reverse. If you have the Cross Rides, it's a 13. If you have just Cocytus, it is a 14. It's kind of bad. And then, of course, regular Cocytus, it would be a 13, which is, I guess, can at least hit Cross Rides. Yeah. And with the Limit Break, it would be an 18, which is a nice 15 pass, 15 2 pass, 4 Cross Rides. Otherwise, it's a 15 2 pass against normal stuff. But regardless, just a real solid card. You can kill this for Samurai Spirit or Deadly Nightmare, which I'll get to later, for basically free units, and then play another grade 3 for a Breakride and recall this guy. So it's just really sweet. But yeah, 6 stands is what I play in this deck because the Breakride gives things power, and for that turn, you want to make sure you get the most out of them as possible.
Because they do go away at the end.
Right. And then on top of that, you have 2 Night Spirit and then 4 Rough Seas Banshee. It's a Psychic Bird.
Yeah.
Clone for Granblue. It's the only other clan that has this particular effect. It's a crit trigger. You can put it into Soul to draw a card. It speeds up Dancing Cutlasses, Sea Strolling Banshees. Stop looking at cards. That's so audible.
Leaving.
No, Brandon just throwing his cards down very menacingly.
Calm the malice down, dude.
That was great, Lots.
People not watching this video can hear it. But yeah, 6 criticals in the deck, so it's a 4 heal, 6 crit, 6 stand deck.
No need for draws due to the crit trigger.
Yeah, not only that, because you're going to be milling a lot, so you don't want to hit draws late game because it can cause you to deck out.
Yeah.
And then on the grade 1s, you have 4 Gustion, the perfect guard for Granblue. Really wish they had a reprint of this guy, but it is what it is. At least I have my playset, so good for me, bad for people who want to pick up this deck. Like, the deck is still kind of cheap overall, but it's the availability of this and another card, Rune Shade, that I'll get to.
They'll definitely run you.
Yeah, they're not expensive in a way, but it's just hard to find them in playsets.
Yeah.
All right, we play a new card, 1 Sea Strolling Banshee. It's a 6K level or no, grade 1. Damn it, Bushy.
You got David Bushy Road.
Grade 1, 6K. It's kind of the Dindrin clone for Granblue, except instead of being called from the deck, it's whenever it's called from the drop zone to rear guard, you get Soul Blast 1 to draw a card. They've been waiting for this card a long time. It's really good with Cocytus, Cocytus Reverse, Night Mist for just free cards. becomes an 11k booster off of Night Mist, or a 9k booster off of Cocytus Reverse. And of course, when Night Snow comes out, Fire's Collection 2013, it's just a constant. For Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, you basically get an 11k booster in your draw card.
It's the constant goodness.
It's pretty sweet. See, I play 3 because you want to be able to find it quickly for on Breakride turns. You can start fueling your hand. Another reason why I don't play draw triggers, the deck already has a lot of draw power in itself.
If you call 2 on Breakride turn and Soul Blast 2, you feel like king.
Yeah. But just because it is a Din Drain clone, it has to be called somewhere for its effect to activate. We do play 2 Dancing Cutlass, because he at least I can play from my hand. Or play it from anywhere, really.
Yeah.
2 Soul Blast, 2 draw a card. Double the cost for the same effect, and he's a little bit weaker, but he's still relevant, he's still powerful. And he becomes your kill targets usually for Nightmare, Samurai, and Deadly Spirit. But yeah, 2 Cutlass. And speaking of them, we have 2 Deadly Nightmare and 2 Samurai Spirit. They're basically the same cards. They're 7k grade 1s. Really effective boosters, but they both have the same effect but a different cost. They both can be called from the drop zone by killing a grade 0 on your field. But for Nightmare, it's Soul Blasting 2, and for Samurai, it's Counter Blasting 1. So you kind of want a couple of both of them because the costs are relevant. Not every time you're going to have Counter Blast to get this guy and do other things you want to do, and not all the time you're going to have Soul Blast.
Both are equally important.
Available to do what you want to do. So they're both equally important. I play 2 of each. I wouldn't recommend any more, and I'd play at least 2 of each. One's just not enough. On a grade 2, 4 Runeshade. It's a 9k grade 2. Its effect is on Vanguard or Rearguard whenever it attacks anything. You can take the top 2 cards of your deck, put them in the drop zone until the end of that battle. It gains +2, which allows it to hit 11ks by itself. This will be the closest thing Granblue kind of gets to a 12k attacker that's consistent, because they do have other commons that are 8ks +3, but they require you to. One of them requires you to have more cards in your hand than your opponent. The other one requires you to have less cards in your hand than your opponent. And those aren't consistent enough.
Yeah, she's just someone to mill 2.
Yeah, this is just mill 2. Way easier. This is the other card like Gustion, where this could be what makes you kind of maybe not want to pick up the deck, just because she's not as expensive as she was a little while ago. She's still hovering around 10 to 15, but it's just trying to find them. eBay has them, but only like a couple of them. And they charge you way more than 10 to 15.
No, yeah.
The highest one I see is like 25.
Yeah.
For a triple rare?
Real steep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's real steep. Going also for grade 2s, I play 3 Commodore Blue Blood. Not much to say about this guy, just a solid 10k. This is the guy you want on grade 2.
Yeah.
Why
not, dude? Look at him.
He's just
fantastic.
Good. He's just good, and he's a solid card in the deck. Then we got 2 Dragon Corrode Corrupt Dragon. Now this guy is kind of like a 12k, but again, he's not consistent. He's not consistent because he's a 9k that only gets his +3 for the turn he's called from the drop. So it's good on break rides because he gets basically +8, being a 17. With Cocytus Reverse, he's +6, making him a 15. Night Snow is also a 17, but doesn't die at the end of the turn, which is what's important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only play 2 of this guy. He's nice, but you don't want to rely on him. You really don't want to rely on him.
He's got niftier at work.
Yeah. I was playing 3, but it's just too many. I keep seeing it in my hand, and you don't want this guy. But yeah, I still play him. And then like Deadly Samurai, or Deadly Nightmare and Samurai Spirit, I play the grade 2 equivalents. We got 2 Deadly Spirit and 1 Captain Night Mist. Captain Night Mist has another effect, but it's completely irrelevant in this build. His other effect, in case you wanted to know, with him being an 8k grade 2, when he's on Vanguard, if you have a copy of himself in your drop, he's an 11k on your turn. Just kind of boo-boos. But regardless, it's there. But what's interesting is that they're both the same. They both can be called from the drop by killing a grade 1 or higher Granblue. Unlike the others, they would just kill anything. These ones, you got to have a grade higher or lower, or a grade higher or grade 2 or higher. So you can't kill triggers and bring these guys out.
Grade 1 or higher.
As I said, grade 1 or higher. I guess otherwise it would be broken, I guess, if you kill the draw trigger and knock one of these guys out.
Yeah.
I guess that's broken. I guess it was back in set 2 and 6, but still. But yeah, it's the same thing. Kill a grade 1, Soul Blast 2, call him, or kill a grade 1 or higher. Counter Blast 1, you can call him. I wish he was at 9K. It'd be so much better. But play with the cards you're dealt with.
Get it? Card games.
Yeah, that rounds out that. Now for the goodness.
That was a bad pun.
Yeah, it's very bad puns.
Well.
Now for the goodness. 4 Lord of the Seven Seas Night Mist. He's the Breakride finally for Granblue. Just came out. This guy's really strong. His effect is Lemon Break. When another Granblue rides over him, you have your Vanguard plus 10,000. Standard Breakride. But then also you can choose 2 of your rear guards or 2 cards in your drop zone, call them to rear guard. They gain plus 5,000 to the end of turn, and then at the end of the turn they die. So that gets you a Sea Strolling Banshee, a Corrode Dragon. That right there is a 28k column that allows you to draw a card for a Soul Blast. That's just a really big column. Kind of a cute little thing against Link Joker decks, because you can just call a bunch of units, they all die, they have nothing to lock. This guy becomes really good when Night Snow comes out, just because it works so much better with this guy than their current bosses do. But again, you gotta do what you have to do to play the deck. But yeah, you definitely play 4 of these guys, and I have 3 SPs, as you can see. 1 little lonely double R, but I have a 4th one coming. So.
Do you really?
Yeah, you got it. More for like $16.
Yeah, I want another eBay auction.
Not bad.
People are selling them for change.
Not bad.
People are selling them for bus money.
Then they walk home.
Yeah. Then they walk home. Yeah. Then I got 2 Ice Prison Necromancer Cocytus. The original good boss monster for Granblue.
Define good.
The original.
Better than Baskirk.
The original. Good.
Yeah, set 60 was fine. He's a limit break. On your turn, whenever he attacks the Vanguard, he gains plus 5, so it's a 15k attacker.
Basic ability.
That's not bad, because with the 7k boosters, that's a 22 against 11k Vanguards.
Yeah.
That's a 20k 2 pass consistently. It is boo-boos that he's a 10k Vanguard, but it's like, eh. But his other effect is when he's called to Vanguard, you can counterblast 2, and call any unit from your drop to rearguard. And so, like if you break ride this guy over Night Mist, you can basically call the stand trigger, his effect, call something, and then Night Mist's effect, call 2 more. That's 4 free units. Or not free, I guess, but you get a counterblast for 1 of them. But
and if you get Banshee, just draw 1.
Effectively, it's 4 units that you didn't have to play from your hand.
Yeah.
That's a strong field. If you get Sea Strolling Banshees, you can draw extra cards. It's just a good way to put you in a good board state, hit your opponent for a good amount of damage, and then have a good hand to guard with next turn.
Much of the fate of every pirate, the ones that are called by Breakride, perish at the end.
2 at him. And to finish off the deck, the other new card that just came out this set, we have 2 Ice Prison Hades Emperor Cocytus Reverse. I've been back and forth with this guy for a while, but I put him back in the deck because I've been realizing when playing some of the other grade 3s and with Cocytus and everything, he's the only thing that can actually do something every turn, even though it's expensive. Because, yeah, I might as well ability is. He's the cross ride of this guy, so this is in your soul. He's a 13k base. But his effect is not once per turn. During your turn, as many times as you want to do it, I would only recommend doing it once though. You can take the top 3 cards of your deck, put them in your drop zone, and then call any unit from your drop, which can include anything you milled. Call it to rear guard, and it gains plus 3 till the end of turn. So, like this guy, it allows you to call a unit. Well, you just have to lock one, sorry. You have to lock a Granblue unit, and then mill top 3, and then you can call.
So as you know what milling is,
Yeah.
take top card of your deck, put it in the graveyard, drop zone, wherever your opponents are
So
calling.
it gives it a little bit of power. It stays, which is relevant, because Night Mist does make him go away. This guy makes him stay. Also, a fun interaction with Night Mist. If you break ride and call 2 units, if you lock one of the units you call with this, it won't die at the end of turn, because it's considered now a new unit when it unlocks. So it was a cute little interaction there.
So it's the power.
Right, and again, it is a cross ride to Cocytus.
13's always nice.
Again, this is probably, in my opinion, one of, if not the weakest reverse unit in the game. But it's really all Granblue has until Night Snow comes out. So
yeah,
I play 2 of them.
And you play that Miss Snow.
Then you play that Night Snow goodness. So yeah, that's my.
Pick up the captain.
Yeah, that's my Aquaforce deck.
Aquaforce.
Haha, you're playing Aquaforce over there. Yeah, this is my Granblue deck. And
Damn blue stuff.
yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and
Rate. You said rate. Like.
remember to comment, like.
There was a rate. There was a rate.
There was a rate. There used to be a rate.
You did used to be a rate.
Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.
Said rate again.
Shut up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Facebook. Comment for decks you want to see in the future, matchups you want to see in the future. We're always looking for input. And thank you. See you guys later.